Welcome back to another episode of London Boy Podcast. It's your boy Vinny, and I've got a very special guest back again. Roy, what you telling me, man?
Cause I'm a London boy.
Man, it's been long time, bro. Long time.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody listening right now probably remember the first one we did.
Yeah, UK versus USA Part 1. Now this is the Part 2.
That damn car.
Mm.
Yeah,
man. Since
that's
then,
everything, yeah.
all good. All good, bro. All good. Since then, I believe you've got your own podcast going on as well.
Yeah. Damn, is that long?
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, was the Italy-England final after that also?
That happened after, so we recorded in June of 2021, and Italy-England happened in... No, sorry, we recorded in March 2021, and then Italy-England happened in June.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time.
Been a long time since that happened, man.
Everything's different now, bro.
Yeah.
We're not coming out of lockdown.
Are you guys... You're in... For people that don't know, you're in Brooklyn, right? New York City?
Yeah.
And how's stuff going there with the lockdown? You guys still in it? Is there still restrictions?
It's all over.
It's all over.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've officially declared COVID's done. So there's no restrictions anymore. But you still see remnants of COVID. You know, you got a lot of places they still got the signs up about having to put a mask on. That's how lazy America is, bro. That everything got lifted, but they're so lazy. It's not an actual rule. It's not like you can't go to the business without a mask. It's just that was the old rule, and they just didn't take the posters down. Yeah. And now you're in certain places, it's like must wear a mask. It's like, are we still doing this?
Like, really?
You still see it around, bro. But one of the things I really like that COVID kind of brought about was people kind of still respect the six feet kind of thing now.
That's it,
It's become a norm now where we just don't want to be standing next to each other. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but in New York, that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, it's a bit similar here in the UK. It depends where you go. If you go to London, you get on a crowded train, so that's a bit difficult to do, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I feel like COVID's changed people's sort of social dynamics, They're more like stick to themselves type shit.
Definitely. I think a lot of older people are still on edge because I see a lot of them still wearing masks. And for, rightly so. They're like the number one targets.
Of course, number one.
I see a lot of older people still wearing masks. It's interesting because a lot of fast food places over here, people are still wearing masks, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The workers are still, which is I think I was observing it the other day, bro, and I'm starting to notice like I think some fast food workers like the mask.
Yeah, they've already got used to it,
Not really used to it, but I think and no, I don't think people would probably say it as blatant. I would say it. I think sometimes because, like in America, right, this society we live in, I don't think people in America have respect for like fast food workers. Like people don't have patience with fast food workers. Like, oh, my fries are cold, and the first thing they do is, belittle them and be like, oh, you're working here. How hard is it to do your job? And I feel like a lot of fast food people like that whole mask thing because it kind of like takes that
face, away. It takes the identity away.
Yeah, a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like I put a mask on, man, and my hoodie. I feel like I'm in a tinted car and nobody can see in, but I can see out. Like it gives you this sense of privacy
and anonymous. You feel like anonymous.
Yeah. So I think a lot of fast food workers are keeping the mask on because it's on some like. Yeah, it's a living, but at the end of the day, they know, like, man, people look down at me, laugh at me because I'm working at McDonald's, stuff like that, as a part of society. Like, since we talked, we had this big case here in New York, bro, where some guy ended up shooting, like, a McDonald's worker over some cold fries.
Where was this, in Manhattan, or?
No, this was in Bed-Stuy.
Oh, Bed-Stuy.
Yeah,
in Brooklyn.
Apparently, Brooklyn. This lady went into McDonald's and... for fries again wasn't to her liking in terms of temperature. It wasn't hot, you know.
Yeah.
You know, in America, I don't know, is that a London thing too? Getting hot fries for McDonald's? Gotta have them hot.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But in sort of, you're in the city, like in the city, London, people don't really care. They just want their food and they'll go.
You just yeah. Nah, man. In America, that's a big thing, bro. You know, I've seen people wait on drive-throughs for 30 minutes and then spin that whole thing back because the fries were
Fries were cold.
But yeah, you know, some lady, I think her fries were cold, so she had some words with the employees. I'm assuming the regular belittle them.
Belittling them,
I didn't get the full story. Like, they didn't say what was said exactly, but apparently, you know, the employee said something back to her, at which point she thought it was disrespectful, so she, like, called her son, who I'm guessing lived close by.
Yeah.
So, you know, the son shows up to the McDonald's, and, you know, him and the employee step outside, you know.
He pulls out a gun, does he?
But apparently the employee might have been getting the better of him in the fight. So he ended up shooting him, you know. He ended up sadly dying.
Oh my God.
He got charged. I think his girlfriend got charged too. Because I think she brought the gun with her. Like, she was holding it in her purse or something.
What was this? Was this a murder charge or manslaughter?
I'm not sure. I didn't know what charge he got charged with, bro. It might be manslaughter, because I don't think he originally showed up with the gun out. I just think it was like the fight was going bad, and you know, it was like, yeah, let me the gun.
That's stupid, man.
He got charged too. But interestingly, the weird turn to the story is after he got charged, they were saying that when he got picked up, he apparently just admitted to like a murder he committed in 2019.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
So
I imagine that, man.
Story,
like,
man.
Imagine like going prison 25 to life. Oh, why are you in for? Yeah, I shot a McDonald's worker. Like, what the fuck, man? Oh, because my mum's fries were cold.
Yeah.
That's that stupid shit, man.
And the sad part is when you go to prison, there's gonna be some guy in your tub. Oh yeah, man, you didn't disrespect your mom, bro. It's like,
yeah, someone's gonna be encouraging that behavior.
You know, after like 10 years in, all that stuff probably get old, bro. You really laying in those bed late at night, Christmas, Thanksgiving. You know, bro. I was in a psych ward for like a week without my phone, and I was like, I can't do jail, bro.
You feel like he was in jail, yeah.
Yeah, I cannot do jail. Cut off from everybody, bro. Like,
yes, fuck that.
That's not nice, man. Like, just cut off from. I don't know, bro. I think those dudes who go in there and like make that place home. Like, I think something is already broken in their head mentally. Because when I was there, it was like, I don't want to make nothing comfortable. I don't want to get used to anything.
Like even in the UK prison systems, yeah, they managed to sneak a phone in. They posted shit on Snapchat. They've got boxes of snacks, PlayStation, flat screen TV. It's like a holiday camp for them over here in the UK.
I know. Recently, everyone over here was outraged because like one of the guy who was accused of killing Pop Smoke. You know, he's waiting trial right now, but
so they found him, or is it just a suspect?
I think he's like he's being charged right now. I mean, he's still got to go to court, so allegedly, you know. But they're saying like he's the shooter, and like recently people saw him upload like he's got a phone in prison.
Oh right.
And he uploaded like some Pizza Hut, so like everyone was outraged, like why is he allowed to have a phone and pizza and all this stuff, you know? And, you know, I was like, man, that's prison now, bro.
So they're making it lenient like the UK.
Yeah. But, you know, like, the thing with the Pizza Hut was so funny because people was like, oh, man, he's in there living good with Pizza Hut. It's like, man, 10 out of 10 chances that pizza is cold.
Cold as fuck,
That ain't living, bro. I can't even eat lukewarm pizza.
Well, it has to be hot.
Gotta be hot.
Yeah. Or else the gun comes up.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'll go buy another one.
Yeah.
I can't kill nobody over a slice, bro.
Not over a slice of pizza, man. But I can't lie to you, those $1 slices, man, in New York, man, they're really good.
Yeah. Oh man, when you drunk, they hit, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah. You should pull up to a $1 slice after a club. You kill like 5 slices in a row.
Yeah. Ooh. And they're massive as well. Like you don't get that in London. In London, if you want a pizza, you gotta spend what, £10 cheapest.
Yeah.
And they bring you the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, at least shout out to you guys. Don't get too much into greed, man. Even when my boy from the UK came over here, every time we bought food, he's always amazed by the portions.
yeah, generous
He's
portions.
Like, this much for this?
Yeah.
In England, this would be a small. This would be a large.
Mm.
And he's always, the size is always like,
He's
but that's America,
gobsmacked.
man. Everything needs to be bigger. Greed is, you need to be greedy.
Yeah, and it's funny, like you mentioned, like the fast food workers, right? Like obviously we underappreciate them, but when I came back in 2019 to New York, and I was eating out quite a lot, and obviously in the UK, like when you pay for something, like you're automatically paying tax on top of what you paid.
Yeah.
So I was just giving them the full price, and then a lot of them were giving me evils, saying like, "You're not. This is without tips. You need to tip us."
Yeah.
But I think I've got away with not tipping people, and I'm now looking back at it. I think, oh shit, man, it's not even a lot of money.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. I know a couple guys who do DoorDash.
DoorDash, yeah.
I had signed up for DoorDash when they first came to New York.
Mm.
When it was first on the scene, I used to do DoorDash, but I used to do mostly catering. And,
For restaurants and
every
stuff.
morning
yeah.
I would get up early, and these were like big orders for like companies like Facebook, Yahoo.
Oh right, so like offices and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I would do usually, But I got off of it after a while because it was just back then the restaurants, DoorDash was relatively new, so a lot of restaurants weren't equipped for it, So like you would have to go to Wendy's and place the order yourself sometimes. You would have to pay using the like now I see like a lot of McDonald's actually like they have a window specifically for DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats people to come pick up the foods.
Yeah.
So it's like back then they didn't have all that stuff, so I didn't really stick to it. But man, like a $2 tip over here makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference
for a delivery person, because people think like I'm already paying the store all this money. Yeah, but the delivery guy, you don't really get too much money from what the store is getting. He's gonna get a base pay,
and that's it,
or sometimes a percentage based on what you're ordering. But I tell people, man, a $2-3 tip makes a huge difference. And one of the things I like in New York that I was talking to my boy about recently, because there was a viral video. I don't know if you've seen it, where there was this person at McDonald's uploaded like a bunch of mobile orders that nobody was picking up.
No, I haven't seen that.
They had to get rid of them because they didn't have any tips. So like so in New York and I think California, these are the only two states I know so far. They tend to be the most two progressive states in America. But in those states now, especially I know for my boy, he does DoorDash. So I don't know about Uber Eats, but with DoorDash now by law, whenever somebody's doing DoorDash, whenever they get an order, by law you have to show them what the tip is.
Oh really?
Yeah. So now the people who are delivering the food can see if you tip ahead of time, and now they're using that as either they're going to accept your order or reject your order.
Oh right, so it's sort of forcing them.
And DoorDash can't fire them for not taking an order. They can get sued for that, And since these guys are also classified as independent contractors instead of DoorDash employees, they have a right to say, I don't want to do this order. I don't want to go to this store.
Yeah, because as a contractor, you dictate your own price.
Exactly. So now there's this thing where DoorDash drivers are like, if no tip on that order and they don't see a tip, it's not, I promise you it's not coming. It might come late, might get there cold. And that's the sad part. When it gets there cold, people, the delivery guy become the person who get yelled at.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I've seen he's on this DoorDash subreddit, and they go there and talk about all the different stuff that they're doing DoorDash, and like bro, sometimes people would put like a 50-cent tip. I would see pictures of it, like screenshots.
Okay, no.
People would put I saw one time somebody put a 1-cent tip, bro.
1 cent.
Now, they don't know the drivers can see this now, but they put a 1-cent tip. and you see screenshots of people getting into arguments with customers, like how hard is your job? All you do is deliver, you know. But and it's out of control, man. But yeah, like I said, the game has changed now that New
Changing.
York let them see the tips. Because a lot of people's food get, whoop, you know.
Yeah, like over here, I have like a philosophy. There's anywhere you go, right? Whoever's dealing with your food, like you don't want to piss them off.
Yeah,
Because they could be spitting, they could be chucking it on the floor. Like you don't know what they're doing, mate.
I'm telling
You
you,
know?
man. You know, but with I noticed with DoorDash now, a lot of the orders they seal them up.
Oh, they seal it up, yeah.
Yeah, I see. I see. You see when people leave McDonald's, you can tell it's a DoorDash order. It's got like a little yellow tape on it with a receipt hanging. But they seal it up now. But like I said, man, nobody's gonna pick your food up.
That's it.
And then there's there's also a new trend where some dashers will go. You know, these guys will just basically go. It's gonna say, "Hey, your dasher is on the way to the store." But when he gets to the store, he doesn't confirm he's at the store.
Mm.
He just walks in and give your name, pick the food up, and then cancel the order.
Wow.
So they have to find a new dasher because it shows this guy never went to the store. And when the new dasher gets there, they basically tell him somebody already picked up that order.
Yeah, that could be a pain, couldn't it, man?
All you can do is just tell the customer to cancel it, and then you move to the next. But you know, there is that thing too. You know.
Yeah, over here we don't have DoorDash, but we've got Uber Eats and one called Deliveroo.
Yeah, I've heard of those, yeah.
And I think Just Eat, I don't think that's contractors. I just think that restaurants just use Just Eat as like a platform to take orders, and they send their own people. You know.
Yeah, man, DoorDash has become so convenient. I love it because like I can now get meals. I used to have to go to places and sit down. Like I can get a whole damn steak to the house
On DoorDash.
Yeah, usually with a steak, that's something you went out to get.
That's something you go out to eat. Yeah.
Now, hey, bring it on to the house, man. You know, but the trick to the tip to DoorDash, my boy was telling me, because he was saying like DoorDash, $2 to $3 would make a dasher's day if you put that in tip.
In tips, yeah.
$2 to $3 would make your day. He was saying if you can't tip, if you don't have money to tip, always leave a comment saying, "Have no cash tip. We'll give 5-star."
Oh, give 5-star and yeah.
5-star is better than a tip.
Just as good or better than a tip, yeah.
Yeah, so the higher your rating, they give all the dashers a rating like a 5-star rating. So my friend was telling me if you get I think like over a 4.5 or something like that rating, and your acceptance rating is over 70%. Your acceptance rating is how many orders you accept. So a lot of the guys who you're constantly rejecting those no tip orders, your acceptance rate is gonna drop, but you can't get fired.
Because it's all self-contracted, right? It's all self-employed. Yeah.
But if your acceptance rate is over 70 and your rating is over, I think 4.5, you're allowed to do DoorDash anytime.
And is it like a 24-hour service?
Yeah, it's 24 hours. But what DoorDash do, and I don't think Uber Eats do it, what DoorDash do is they cap how many people are out at any given time. Because they want to give everybody an opportunity to get orders.
Okay.
So if they look at an area and be like, all right, this area is not so busy, we're only going to put 100 people out right now. So once 100 people sign up to Dash right now, you can't just jump on and Dash. You got to wait until somebody ends or the next session has some open space. But if you're what they call a top Dasher with this over 70% rate and over 4.5 rating, you can Dash at any time. You don't have to set a schedule.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So they love the 5-star. So, but I've never had that. I still give everybody 5-star, man. Even if the guy's late or had a double order, I still give them 5-star, man. Because
you know what it feels like to do.
It means a lot to them.
Yeah, man.
You know, it means a lot, bro. So
crazy.
I always do that. But yeah, man, it's people. I don't think people are catching on that they can see their tips in New York, bro. I don't think it's like a known thing. Because I think people would actually change up.
That's true,
how much money, they tip.
And I wanted to ask you, like, how are travel restrictions now with New York? Like, do you have to be vaccinated? Do you need a COVID passport? And how does it work now?
I don't even know, bro.
Yeah.
I can't even. I have friends who are traveling constantly, and in the beginning, a lot of them you were getting like a COVID test at JFK, and then a COVID test at the country you went to.
So like you don't
And
need a vaccine passport then, no?
nah, I don't think so. Now it seems like everybody's just going.
Mm.
Like I think since they dropped the rules here, like they dropped the rules everywhere, bro. It's only a few select small businesses and government places that are still like might ask you for a mask here and there, but for the
Yeah.
most part, bro, everyone's traveling, and I'm not really hearing about restrictions or anything like that. I think
All right.
everything is
Yeah.
back open now.
Because like that's the only thing stopping me from coming is the vaccine passport. Because obviously like I'm not vaccinated, right?
Yeah,
So like Europe, they opened up their borders to everyone. So I'm able to go to Europe, but America, I've always been a bit iffy. Like, do I need a vaccine passport? How does it work? You know?
bro, I don't think it's anything
Mm.
now, and that's why I think a lot of people feel real dumb for taking the vaccine because they're like, bro, everything is just back to normal.
That's it, man. That's it.
Like you pressured me to get in this. You like if you had told me ride it out for another 8 months, I would have.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah,
A
man.
lot
They
of people,
try. They expect people to follow like sheep. You know?
yeah,
Uh,
bro. I got one shot.
mm.
And the only reason I got the shot was I had bought some Cat Williams tickets before the shutdown. And I paid good money, bro. I'm talking to sit up front.
Yeah.
I paid good money. I'm talking like $800 a piece ticket.
That's a lot of money on a ticket.
Then Barclays told me must have vaccination. So when I bought the ticket, there was no COVID restrictions.
Mm.
Then as the show kept getting close, they said, hey, there might be some restrictions at the venue.
Yeah.
Right? A month before the show, they were like, hey, the venue now requires 2 doses of the vaccine.
Oh my god.
At least 2 doses to get in. And I'm like,
Mm.
all right, do I let $1,600 just go down the drain? So I'm like, all right. But
And
when I
you
went,
can't get a refund, right?
well, that's the crazy part, right? So I go and I get the first shot, but then they're telling me like there was a certain amount of time you gotta wait between the second one.
Yeah, it's a few
And,
months though.
yeah, and then the show was saying like you had to have the second shot within a certain time. You couldn't like get it today and then go to the show tomorrow. So I got stuck in that position, and I'm trying to hit everybody up. Ticketmaster is telling me speak to the venue. The venue is telling me speak to Ticketmaster, bro. And yeah, I never went. Yeah, I never ended up going. I lost that money. I never got a refund. I appealed on some like, listen, at least give me the money back because when I booked the ticket, these were the rules.
These were the rules,
yeah.
Yeah.
At least honor that. It's not like I bought the ticket while the rules were in place and then said like, hey,
They set a whole different rule, yeah.
And then with the Ticketmaster, it's like, it's so like, you gotta email them. Like, there's no number to call. Bro, I don't respect any company that doesn't have a number. Bro. If you're telling me email you, bro, you're in the Stone Ages. I'm sorry. Email, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. So what's your
They'll boldly tell you someone replying 24 to 48 hours. Come on.
Yeah, taking the piss, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your whole stance on the vaccine? Like, are you pro? Or are you against?
Well, personally, man, I'm 50-50.
Mm.
I feel like it should come down to choice. The same way we talk about abortion over here.
Pro-choice, yeah.
Should come down to the vaccine because I've seen people who didn't take the vaccine and they're still going good.
Mm-hmm.
Friends who didn't get one single shot, they're still going good. They caught COVID, they recovered.
Yeah, same.
Still going good. And I know people who, and it's mostly old people, but I actually know somebody who, their grandma caught it and she was gone.
And did she have the vaccine or not?
No, she wasn't vaccinated.
She wasn't vaccinated.
Yeah. And she got it from a kid. And this was when they were saying kids can't pass it.
Mm.
She got it from her grandkid. That's the saddest part, bro. Like, you grow up and find out you low-key killed your grandma.
Yeah,
That's some
messed
fucked
up,
up
man.
stuff. I'm sorry for the language. That's some messed up stuff, man. You get
Yeah.
older, it's like, how did grandma die?
Oh,
Well,
well, yeah.
that kid need therapy now, bro. You gotta lie to
Yeah.
that kid. You can't tell him the truth about that. You gotta lie to them. You
Yeah, I
know,
feel
but I've
like
seen
this.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole situation, they didn't deal with it properly, man.
Nah, man. No, definitely. And my girlfriend, her stepdad, he got it, man. And it was bad, bro. I mean, he was hospitalized. It started triggering all different things in him, heart issues, all that stuff. And he was just in the hospital for like it wasn't working, bro. Lost wages for like 2-3 months.
Fuck.
And they were renting the upstairs of their place to some tenants who, like, during the pandemic just stopped paying rent.
Oh my god.
And yeah, so it was hard. So I've seen both sides, and I just came to the conclusion, like, man, it should just be a choice thing. Like, nobody should be forced to take it, because the people who know that they're prone to it and who want to be safe, they'll go take it.
They'll go and
Other
take
people
it.
who think like, yo, I can fight it out, they can take it. And if you get it and give it to somebody, then that's on you. But at the same time, bro, even after I got my shot, I had some mild COVID.
You still had it.
Yeah, I got I just lost my smell, and that was about it. Lost my smell for about a week, and that was it. I didn't have any other symptoms besides just the loss and my taste. Lost my smell, and it was the worst, bro.
Yeah.
Not be able to.
Not good, man. I caught it last Christmas, right? And I was like bedridden for 3 days. But like a week.
COVID.
COVID, yeah. And then a week later, I was fine. But the first 3 days, I felt like all of the blood in my body just left. I felt like a vampire, you know. You know, when you just feel pale, type of thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, bro. Like, a lot of people, everybody's having a different like experience. You know, some people is like, oh, I just had a cold. Oh, I just had a fever. You know, some people I know had crazy diarrhea.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, man, it was one of those things. But yeah, man, you know, yeah, with the vaccine, I feel like, listen, your body, your choice, man. You know what you're signing up for.
And that should be with everything, really.
It really should, bro.
Yeah.
I don't feel. You know, the government's gonna government, bro.
They're gonna govern.
They're gonna do what they gotta do, bro, to get this economy running. Man, listen, bro. Sometimes when I go on the internet and I see those memes saying you feel stupid taking that shot, I'll be like, man, you got me. I'll be looking at those posts like I could have waited it out, bro.
Yeah, true, but the people that, you know, can't afford to wait it out, you know, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
And that was, bro, but like, even forget the vaccine, bro. Just looking back at the whole pandemic, bro, I feel horrible. And I'm not even responsible, but I feel horrible. Bro, you know how many businesses I drive by that used to be there but ain't there no more? They just shut down during the lockdown and never opened them doors back up. I feel for those people, bro. I don't feel for Target. Target got chains and franchises, and I don't feel bad, bro. There's some restaurants I used to go to, and now doors don't open back up. Some places I used to go to, it's a new business there now. You know, a lot of people came up during the pandemic too.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of new businesses opened up.
Yeah, you know, same over here. A lot of them prospered. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people got money in America during the pandemic, and that's, if you had some money, you could easily flip it. I made some money when the stock market tanked. Like when Macy's stocks were down to like cents. I was buying it by the hundreds. You know, the minute it doubled, I sold it. I was like, I'm not holding on. Apple, bro, I had like about 100 Apple stocks.
Wow.
So, like, thank God I had some money saved up.
That's it, man.
That came in very handy for me, bro. I was able to be like, yo, boom, 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 you know? Put money here, put some money there. I caught some money in the Bitcoin wave. Thank God I sold before everything crashed.
Oh, nice.
You know?
So you've done all right then during the pandemic.
Yeah, man, I
Yeah.
took advantage of the system, man.
Why not?
Yeah.
Mm.
So, man, one thing I just regret was I didn't buy enough water.
Yeah.
You know,
For us, it was toilet paper.
that was
Not
the
enough
same
to.
thing here too, bro. Water and toilet paper. Which during the pandemic, I actually started a water company.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Called H2O to go.
H2O to go.
Yeah. So I deliver water. Um, I targeted mostly people who you don't want. And the pandemic showed me, man, water is one of the most important assets. Like, bro,
Mm.
I'll tell people now, bro.
So how much was you selling the water for?
So I was getting water for around. I was getting it from Costco, so I wasn't getting it really wholesale. I'll get it like wholesale from Costco,
From Costco.
which
Yeah.
it still cost a little bit. So I would get like a 40-pack Poland Spring.
Mm.
I'll get that for about $5. And then if you want me to deliver that to the house, it's gonna
Dollar
be
each.
$10.
Oh, for the 40 pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you made double.
$10. Yeah. And usually one of those bottles in a regular store go for $1 a piece, right?
Yeah.
So getting a 40-pack for
It's a
$10.
deal.
Yeah, and I'm bringing it to you, so you don't have to go out. You don't gotta,
Yeah.
And I just took advantage of the fact that a lot of people don't have cars, can't go to Costco, get a membership. So, cop the water off of me, because a lot of them go to maybe Walgreens or whatever, and they get the 24-pack. Or,
Mm.
you might get it for like $8 or so. It's like, hey, for $10, you'll get a 40-pack. So,
Yeah. That's proper hustling, man.
yeah, man, I tell people now, bro, from now on, I'm trying to stock water as much as I can, bro. Because,
Never know
bro,
when you need it.
if you had told me a year ago we would be fighting for water, and not even 2 years ago we were fighting for water and toilet paper, bro, I would slap you. Like, really? All right, but bro, we were at the store, bro, and people, nope.
Mm.
One pack of toilet paper. What are you, 2-family household? One. It's like, yeah. It's like you couldn't even go in the store and come out with a mask on back in. It's like, hey, I'm back.
I'm back for another one.
The stores, the lines, bro. The lines I was standing on during the
Yeah,
pandemic.
I remember all that. Man.
Bro, now I look at it, it's like, was that all worth it, bro?
Hey, this is probably like the first time in like modern civilization that humans were treated like cattle.
Bro.
It's crazy when you really think about it, you know.
Bro, it's sad, bro. How many businesses lost? I don't know. I post this on Instagram. I asked a question, bro. How many businesses lost, lives lost, bro? You know who didn't lose a single penny? A politician, bro.
And Amazon.
Them too.
Them too, yeah.
Their stock was, bro. No politicians lost money during the pandemic, but they played politics with everybody's life. You can't open, and people don't like them. But shout out to Florida, because Florida didn't close at all.
Oh, right.
Florida.
Oh, yeah, there were all the nightclubs and everything open.
Yeah, everybody's laughing at Florida. Oh, wait till you get wiped out. And now Florida's looking at us like, checkmate. And we over here, that's like, man, you don't want to admit that guy was right. We looking at Florida like, man, you were right, but we don't want to admit it.
Don't want to admit
it. You're supposed to be the backward state we laugh at, and we make jokes on you. Like, we can't come out and say, you were right, but you were right. Florida thugged it out, bro. And I'm pretty sure.
What, so no restrictions, no mask? I'm guessing it was all choice, right?
Yeah,
People done shit by
that's
choice.
how Florida was.
Yeah.
It became so political in Florida, But, man, they were on the right path. They pulled Sweden. Sweden said...
Sweden was open the whole way through,
Yeah. Florida did that, and Florida didn't even say we're going to stay open, but you can't come. They're like, come down here.
No, come swing by. Yeah.
You want to park, bro? Millions were made in Florida, bro, just in nightclubs.
That's crazy, man.
Anybody who wanted to do a show, if you're a rapper, a comedian, you
go
had
to
to
Florida.
Go to Florida. I know, I was listening to this one podcast, Flagrant 2, one of my favorite podcasts, and they had to move down to Florida to keep shooting, because they used to shoot here in New York.
Oh, they were shooting it live, were they?
That was a studio, not live, but they were recording in the studio. But with New York, in terms of like moving around and just getting to the studio, and like it was too much, so they just went down to Florida and thugged it out a couple months, and then they came back to New York when the restrictions kind of eased up. But man, a lot of people left. A lot of people also went to Texas. Texas didn't close down.
Texas. You know what? I've heard a lot of New Yorkers. They all transfer to Florida. Like
Yeah,
a bag of them, a
but
bunch of them.
that's always been a thing in America. Like a lot of people, like New York is the hustle city.
Hustle City. Yeah.
Yeah, New York is for the young, the go getters, and then once you get that money or when you're ready to cash out in New York, everybody usually go to Florida.
Yeah. What about New Jersey as well? Right? You go to New Jersey.
Yeah, you get some people retire out in New Jersey. Yeah, because it's much cheaper, and also in Florida you don't have no federal taxes.
Income tax. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I think you have federal, just not state.
Oh, we got federal.
The difference is the minimum wage in Florida is like third, like $9 an hour.
What's the one in New York?
I think New York now is 15.
All right, so you get higher money in New York, but you keep it in Florida, pretty much.
Yeah. In Florida, you don't get hit with those taxes we get hit with up here. New York, man, too many taxes sometimes, bro.
But I heard though, because of all of the influx of New Yorkers, now Florida they put up their prices with like real estate and cost of living.
All that stuff. They're catching on to what's going on. Realize people, you just come in. It's the same thing with Texas. Everybody's moving down to Texas because Texas is also no taxes down there.
Yeah, a lot of people from California moving to Texas for some reason.
I mean, Joe Rogan moved down to like Arizona or one of these places. Tesla moved their factory
to Texas as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Houston is a hub coming up, a major city right now.
Yeah, it's funny.
A lot of people are flocking. Yeah.
It's funny. I met a client now. She's British, but she lived in Houston for about 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, you should move to Houston, but be aware, like it's prone to a lot of hurricanes and storms and shit."
Yeah, bro, that's the same thing in Florida, man.
Oh, in Florida as well.
Yeah, those storms. Ooh. Couldn't be me, bro. I can't deal with that kind of stuff. I'll move after the first one.
Have you been watching the football recently? You mentioned about the Euros, from last year.
I'll keep up with more football than any other American, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I hate? I hate looking up football podcasts over here and they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah. What podcast do you watch from the UK?
Bro, I actually just started getting into podcasts. You know what's interesting? And I told my boy, and he had a big laugh about it. I just stumbled across Peter Crouch podcast.
Oh yeah, he's got his own show, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I just went down a rabbit hole of listening to Peter Crouch talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But when it comes to podcasts, bro, it's just a handful that I listen to. Most of them, I just wait for clips of them because I'm not trying to check the whole thing out. But yeah, man, yeah, a lot of these commercial, like the thing now is like you got to find a podcast in the mud, bro.
That's it.
Podcasts that are commercial now, like they don't want to talk about certain stuff. They got guest sponsors or business deals, and they're not allowed to.
Yeah, there's some sort of agenda behind it, or some sort of narrative.
Yeah. So I'm not. I try to find those underground ones. I even started checking out Patreon.
All right, well, do you pay for it? Or?
Yeah. You subscribe to them and you pay like a monthly fee, but they can be more explicit there. They don't got to worry about being censored and all that stuff. So yeah, but man, I'm not pleased with the football podcast over here, bro. These guys don't know what they're talking about. Like I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah. So, like, you looking forward for the World Cup then?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I just want it to come and go because I didn't even want it to be in Qatar, honestly.
Where would you prefer it to be at?
Right here in America, bro.
Yeah, what state?
All over, bro.
All over.
I think we should they
do like a tour, right?
The best World Cup was like '94 when America first hosted it, and I just feel America is equipped to handle something of that magnitude, bro. Because You can spread out games in California, games in Florida, New York, and you can travel between all these big cities. Most of these big cities already have people from all around the world, bro.
Yeah, it's already as multicultural as you can get, you know.
And then in addition to that, you're gonna have fans from those countries also flying in.
Mm.
So I feel, and America's got the size, bro. This America's like a continent on its own.
It's a continent, pretty much, yeah.
And they occupy everything from north to south, east to west. West. So
pretty crazy.
But yeah, man, there's always this thing. Oh, America don't love football. The one thing about America and football, and I've noticed it just during the World Cup. When I used to work in retail, the job I worked at, they would show like World Cup games in the window.
Yeah.
And this whole thing about America not into football, if you give Americans, you don't have to package it or anything to Americans. Don't try to get no famous American to try
and sell you on it.
The game in front of their face, and they're gonna watch.
They're gonna watch it.
Out of World Cup, I see viewers building up on the sidewalk. And you're there watching and you're listening to people talk and they're like, yo, who's that guy? Who's this? You can tell they're not avid watchers of the game, but they're enjoying
for the sport, for the competition.
Yeah, because one thing I realized about Americans like sports that they like sports where the stakes are high.
High stakes, yeah.
That's why NFL is so like loved in America, because it's so high stakes. Like the season is about 13 games.
Okay, no.
If you lose the first two, they already be like,
you're
try
fucked.
Next year. Could you imagine the Premier League, bro? You lose the first two and you're like, try next year.
You're out, yeah.
America loved that. Like, same thing with basketball, and you can see the viewership. It kind of triples when the playoffs start, because that's go hard or go home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think America liked that about the World Cup, because in the World Cup, every game means something.
Of course.
There's no meaningless game in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Every game is high stakes, especially when you get out the groups. Everybody, there's nobody out there everybody loves a little high stakes, one-on-one. That's why boxing is so famous and popular, bro. It's our oldest sport, probably, fighting. That's what people love, bro. High stakes. It's just two of you in there. Somebody's got to win. We don't want to see no draw.
So who are you? Obviously, you must be rooting for USA for this World Cup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm rooting for USA. I know they're not going to do that well, man. I've been watching a couple of the friendly games and a couple of qualifiers, and man, this team is gonna be in for a rude surprise, bro. And
who do you think is gonna win?
Man, that's hard to say. I was recently on my podcast. I was talking about it's weird right now that it's hard to call a winner, because you think of like the big guys, France,
Germany,
England.
Mm-hmm.
You think about the big guys, but I've been watching a lot of these European qualification games and friendlies, and bro, a lot of the big guys aren't really in form.
No, they're not.
And I have this theory where I think because the World Cup is in the winter, I think this is the very first time ever that players are getting ready for a World Cup at this time.
This time of year.
And I'm trying to figure out if the temperature is doing something to them in terms, because number one, across Europe right now, you don't have good temperature when summer's done. But these guys, they got to train to go play in an environment where it's over 100 degrees. So, like, what kind of training are you doing? Like, most players, their body is kind of like, they're in club mode right now.
Club mode.
This time of year, they're used to being with the club, doing Champions League, getting ready for the winter break. They're not, these national teams aren't used to linking up this time. They're usually, before summer, they'd be all over in the nice parts of Europe. Oh, we're going to go to Switzerland and get some sun out there. We're going to go down to Dubai. They always go to some nice weather place.
But now, where is it they're going? Qatar, right?
Yeah.
Qatar, yeah.
And, the temperature is obviously an issue. You're talking about artificial clouds and cooling breaks. And I think that's why we do the cooling breaks now. They want to get the players accustomed
get them used to it, yeah.
Yeah, to stopping and getting the hydration. But Yeah, the whole Qatar thing was just, why do we even let them host it? I feel like once the tournament start, bro, we're gonna see a lot of players break down. We're gonna see a lot of top guys maybe not perform well because ain't none of them used to playing in that temperature, bro. And football is a sport. If the slightest thing is off, you can have a bad game.
And the whole game will be off. Yeah.
Yeah, the slightest thing is off, you're gonna have a bad game, bro. And one of the biggest factors tends to be heat. That heat start getting to you, you can't think clearly. With this World Cup, we're gonna see who are really mentally strong players, and I think we saw that during the. I don't know if you keep up with basketball.
Not really.
But in the end, when the NBA had the bubble and fans weren't allowed to play, I noticed some players played better when the fans aren't there. Because I don't know if mentally they can't perform well when people are chanting and screaming.
Oh, so they played better when it was quiet, pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you see a lot of guys, once the fans were away, they're not playing the same. You know, they want that pump up from the crowd.
From the crowd.
You know, football, that crowd noise can make a difference. Like, football fans know the difference a crowd can make in sports.
Yeah, 100%. So how do you think, what do you think of England team, the national team?
Man, England, man, I like England team, bro. It's young.
Yeah, but a lot of superstars in their team as well.
Yeah, bro. I just think it's the experience lacking, bro. They just don't have the experience.
And I feel like there's too much ego in that roster as well. You know,
and I don't know personality wise what's up with them, but I just feel like they don't have the experience. And hopefully that tournament run they had and coming off that loss to Italy, maybe that's the experience of some of these guys on that big stage. Because I remember there's a couple penalties got missed.
Yeah, it was only down to penalties.
Yeah, so you know maybe they come out of that, but. I'm not a big fan of England's coach and manager, bro.
Well, they still have Southgate, right?
Yeah, Gareth I don't Southgate. Think he's the real deal, bro.
It's funny because like when England was doing well in the Euros, everyone was praising him. Oh my God, he's a legend.
Yeah.
And as soon as they lost, that's what they do, you know.
Yeah. But that's the thing, bro. I feel like what England need right now, it's too late for that. But what they should have done was just. Halfway through qualifiers, just bringing a new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those guys who come in one of those guys who just keep as a caretaker. One of those guys who come in and just shake stuff up. I remember Roberto Martinez did that. In one of these countries in the World Cup, he was just unemployed. Then he just came in to take one of these countries, and he took them far. And then right after, he just left. So yeah, I'm going back to club football.
Yeah, comes in, gets a job done, goes home.
You remember Brazil? Every time they try to bring in Scolari, anytime they look like they're not going to do well, it's like, yeah, bring Scolari in. What is he doing? Bring him in. Just need you for the World Cup, bro. That's it. You know, there's some managers like that. And I feel like like I said, not only the English players don't have the experience, I think the manager don't have the experience also, bro. You know? And there's only so many final losses you can take and say it's, oh, we're gonna gel and gain experience. And
because you know it's like
every 4 years.
Bro. It was like England's strategy. It was fully defensive, wasn't it? It weren't really on the offense. Man.
England is like one of those teams. They're like, we're not supposed to be here, but we got here. Instead of trying to play and win it, they're like, let's just defend.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I hate. That's how you can tell. Who an inferior team is. Well, when two teams meet up and you see one is defensive and just playing for counterattacks, that's the inferior team. And I hate that. That's why sometimes I like this idea of a Super League. Because, like, for example, when Real Madrid and Barcelona play, or even City and United, the one team isn't just playing defensive and waiting. They're going at each other.
Going at each other.
And it all comes down to somebody's going to make a mistake in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those games don't usually come down to, clear breakaway. It's usually, somebody's going to make a mistake, but we're going to keep attacking each other back and forth. It's like a slugfest.
I think, with the national games, there's, that pride of, you don't want to let the country down.
Yeah.
So they don't want to leave any openings, so they'd rather just defend and play it safe, you know.
Man, Sterling don't want to hear none of that racism when he missed a goal.
Mm.
But I'm interested for USA versus England, man.
That would be a good game.
In the World Cup, I think it was a draw. One of the games when was it Turnbull caught that ball and slipped right out his
Can't
hand.
remember how long ago was that?
That might have been Russia.
The one in what 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
2010.
2010. Shit, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, because Ross Turnbull is obviously a goddamn keeper. I don't know why. That ball went right into his hand and then swoop, jumped into the goal.
Yeah. Do you keep up with any of the women's games as well?
Nah, man. You see, the thing about the women's game is we don't really get them readily on demand over here.
Demand.
The women's game is getting treated like how the men's game. Like back in the day, man. I remember back in the day we didn't get Champions League games on TV over here. We used to have to go to the UEFA website and buy the games.
Oh, was that exclusive, was it?
Huh?
I didn't know it was that exclusive in America.
Yeah. We used to have to go buy the game directly from the UEFA website. And they would charge like $7.
Also, like almost like a pay-per-view type thing.
Yeah. So that's how we used to get it, and then they started getting the TV rights over here. And then we started getting all the games, bro. Spanish league, the Premier League. Those were the only two leagues we were basically getting at that point. And now you get everything, bro. The ESPN and those guys stepped in. They realized, man, it's a lot of money to be made here.
Yeah.
And now you can basically catch every game from every league on like ESPN or NBC or Paramount between the three of them.
Yeah, that's crazy because from the last podcast, you seem to know a lot about Arsenal, right? But I was shocked when I found out that you supported Spurs, man.
Oh no! You see the thing about it, my boys in England, right? A lot of them are Arsenal supporters.
Arsenal fans, yeah.
Yeah, they're diehard Arsenal supporters. So I just start supporting Spurs to piss them off.
Oh, the opposite team, yeah.
Yeah, so I just rep Spurs all the time just to get them upset. It started as a joke. Yeah. And then I started really following Spurs just to tick them off, And this is the point when Spurs was coming up now. They always make those runs but then choke in the end. But it's still fun, It's still fun to go with them. Did you
see the last game, Arsenal Spurs?
Yeah.
In Emirates.
I thought Spurs was gonna turn up, but Arsenal is looking good this season. Man.
Yeah, man, much better than last year.
Can't lie, Arteta might finally be showing you got to give a manager maybe a season or two.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, I didn't know that you guys were so immersed in football until when I came over in 2019. You had two major leagues on at the same time. One was, I think it was La Copa Americana. Where obviously it's USA part of the world, but you see all the Latin teams pretty much dominate the whole thing.
Oh, that's what the CONCACAF Champions League?
The Americana something
or the Gold Cup.
It's how in England we got the Euros, you guys got your cup.
Yeah, we call that the Gold Cup.
Oh, the Gold Cup. Yeah,
Gold Cup, yeah.
That was playing at the time, and I remember going to a bar and they were playing all the Latin games pretty much.
Yeah.
And I remember USA Women won as well. That was back in 2019.
Bro, the USA Women's team is the only successful team, bro. And that's the thing. A lot of American fans, we rally behind the women's team because it's the only bragging point.
Only bragging point you guys have, yeah.
Yeah. But what's interesting is that the women's team are so good. They were just hey, we want same pay as the men, and everybody was yeah, we kind of do deserve it because you actually been winning stuff.
That's it.
When it comes to the women's side, you guys have actually won a World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they deserve it.
I don't know, bro. Why is it not translating over to the men's side? You look at a lot of women team, even the French women, it usually transfer over to the male team. You see success, you see good players America's like the only big country where like the women's team is really
Women are
elite.
dominated.
It's nowhere close. Like,
Mm.
bro, I would love to see the men's team play the women's team one day here.
Yeah, see who wins.
Like, play for the salary. Whoever win get the higher salary. The women will probably win that shit.
I probably would as well. Yeah, man. So I think before we agreed to record this, you mentioned that you've been keeping up with UK politics with a new prime minister.
Yeah, oh man, not really. I just heard Boris was gone.
Yeah, he's gone now.
And I was just like, the first thing that came to my mind is like, how is the Sun gonna sell papers now, bro?
Boris is not.
How are these places gonna sell papers now that Boris? That's the same thing with Trump, bro. Since Trump has left, these news stations over here have been dry, bro. Like, look, as much as people hated Trump, bro, he gave content every day, and
he was loving it.
As a content creator and somebody with a podcast, you should know the importance of
shock value,
consistently giving content, and he delivered.
Yeah, man. But all I know, this new one, Liz Truss. Like, I don't like to delve into politics too much, but
we don't have to. Bro.
But all I'm saying is that she came in and I think she cut taxes for rich people.
Yeah.
And we're experiencing an energy crisis right now. So like energy bills have skyrocketed. You know, people are struggling. There's inflation. The pound, our currency, has gone down. So a lot of Americans coming on holiday in the UK, they're loving it. Their money's worth the same now. You know.
Wow. Yeah, with the energy stuff, only if there was a big energy producing country somewhere in Eastern Europe that you could get stuff from. But
do you guys have an energy problem, or is it still steady?
We had a gas issue.
Yeah,
gas prices were just going up. I mean, they're down now. But man, there was a point where I was trying to figure out, why is the gas so expensive?
You mean gas as in like diesel, petrol?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why is it so expensive? Like, you're at the pump just making life decisions, bro. Like, do I pay rent or do I get gas?
One or the other.
Yeah. Like, bro, I was getting half a tank. I was putting gas in every time it hit half. I would put some in, half, put some more in, half, put some.
Mate, since the whole Russia thing happened with Ukraine, our fuel prices have skyrocketed as well, man.
Man, that was a hustle. I'm like, what that got to do with us, OPEC? Stop. You just wanted to raise prices because you saw something happen.
And the thing about Boris as well, like, he wanted to play the hero, you know, the good Samaritan. Oh my God, Russia, let's sanction Russia. You sanction Russia, and now Russia was like this. Fuck you. You wanna sanction me? What should I do to you? You know.
I really one of the biggest injustices for me, bro, was the UK government making Abramovich sell Chelsea.
Yeah, just based off the fact that he was Russian, you know, it's a bit stupid,
that was
man.
Messed up, bro. That was one thing I didn't like at all. Like, I'm not a big fan of Chelsea, bro, but you gonna take the man's business. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that was a lucrative team too.
That's really like not racist. What's the other word for racism? When it comes to countries,
xenophobia.
Xenophobic. That's proper xenophobic, isn't it?
And it was blatant too. Like, they didn't even try to smear him with something, like catch him with a Me Too or something. They just straight said, nah, bro, you gotta sell the team. Why? Because you're Russian, bro.
Yeah.
Like, word? Like, yes, word. We'll find suitors. Don't worry. You won't sell it. We're gonna sell it.
And that's the one of the major things I really dislike about the UK is that people, they care too much about public image, man, public perception.
Listen, man. I tell my friends in the UK all the time, the UK is going down a dangerous road with sports by letting Americans come and buy up teams. Because when you look at the top teams in England right now, they're American controlled. Like, Liverpool has Fenway. I know City definitely with the Middle East, but I know City's got some assets with Americans because they do the business with the Yankees to have New York City FC. Arsenal.
But they still got Kroenke, right? Arsenal.
Yeah, and well, man, was telling my boy the other day, Kroenke's teams are hitting, bro. Arsenal's doing good. I think he owned the Rams. They just won the Super Bowl.
Oh, right.
And he owned the Buccaneers, who won it before that.
Yeah, he's loving it.
So, man, the top it off of his life right now if Arsenal win it. You know,
that's what crazy, man. And I think you mentioned as well. Obviously, do you keep up with UK music? From before, you was talking about about Grime,
yeah,
Skepta, Wiley.
Yeah, my boy in the UK had put me on the grind back in the day. You know, Wiley and Kano and those kind of guys. I used to hear, I tuned out a little bit. Because the grime sound it kind of died out.
It died out a little bit. And now
I remember grime had a specific kind of sound. I remember
hard hitting drums.
The mics, the hype sessions. You know,
that was a golden
these
age.
kids, they do the trap beats, but it's more like America kind of like inspired.
Yeah, there's all 808s and syncs and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I originally liked grime, because it was a type of rap, but it was unique.
It was unique to the UK.
But now, with the drill stuff, the only thing that's appealing about it is the slangs. The beats are kind of like, I'm used
Chicago.
I hear these beats all the time here. The only thing differentiating them now is the slangs and the pronunciations and stuff like that, and that's catching Americans. That's catching their ears now.
So let's talk about drill. Yeah. So obviously it started in Chicago, then London, UK. They done their own thing to it. Obviously, there's a big New York drill scene with Pop Smoke, right? But did you say that now people in the US are listening to UK drill?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
it's catching on over here.
I didn't know it was that big to the point where UK drill was being played.
Yeah, what's this? That Central
C. Yeah.
Central C. Central C, bro. Yeah, so he had the song with Fabio Foreign that was big over here.
What's it called?
Huh?
Do you know what it's called?
I don't remember the name. When I hear it, I know it though.
You know it, yeah.
That's that song where he was like, I can't be homophobic.
Oh, Doja Cat.
Yeah, but that song is playing on Hot 97.
Hot 97.
It's getting radio plays over like in America they don't play NBA Youngboy on the radio, right? But this guy's on the radio, and now I'm seeing videos he's making the rounds on American shows now doing interviews.
Yeah, I think he did the LA Leakers freestyle as well. That blew up.
They're lovely. I saw one session they had him translate slangs. They wanted to know what these UK slangs meant. They love it. It's something new. And if they can get something new, they'll run with it, bro. How many times I hear people over here now trying to mimic the UK, bro.
Well, everyone's saying bruv now.
Over here now, yeah, it's becoming a thing over here now.
But tell me, what's your opinion on just the drill scene in general, UK drill? Do you think it's positive? Do you enjoy it?
So I try to get into UK drill.
Yeah.
But it seems like UK drill is one of those things. It feels like when SoundCloud first started.
Well, they made it in their bedroom.
Well, yeah, you just had a bunch of guys just putting music out, but nobody. Only a few have a body of work.
Like an actual project, yeah.
Yeah, but everybody else they seem SoundCloudy, and even the names, like the names. I don't know if it's area codes or whatever, but everybody would have a number in their name.
Yeah, 67, 410.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the Cruise or whatever, but I'm man, if you're gonna go big and commercial, you can't have this name. You know.
Okay, but let's look at the influence from it. So, Chicago drill, people in gangs talking about killing each other. UK drill, same shit, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing too. That's part of drill. It has to be
violent.
It has to have gangs involved. You can't be no drill rapper and not be in a gang. I think it comes hand in hand.
But I don't know, if radio stations they're ignorant to it or they know what they're doing. But obviously in London, we're going through a massive knife crime epidemic.
Yeah.
And I know people say, yeah, there's always been crime, this, that, the other, but nah, a lot of these people doing the stabbing, they listen to
Yeah.
drill music, they're brainwashed, you know.
Yeah. Man, it's the same thing that happened in
Yeah.
America, bro. Like, people started, like, and the older guys say this a lot, bro. I remember, like, when I first came to America, especially New York. New York was a city where it was, like I said, get money.
Mm.
And a lot of the, like, New York rap music kind of basically was running the game for a while.
Yeah, 100.
New York City's always been a place, like, when you look at, like, the rap culture and the drug culture, New York had a lot of dope boys. But the dope boys in New York were never really shooters.
That was more about getting money.
Money
Yeah.
getters, yeah. Like, and it was so much money back then, like, you didn't have to shoot somebody. I could stand
To
on
get
this
it.
end of the block, you could stand over there, and we can still make, $100,000 a day.
Mm.
Like sometimes I see these Instagram pages, like, talking about the old school OGs and posting pictures of them. You see these guys with the big rope chains, like, it'd be like 5, 6 of them, and it's like they're all cool. Everybody had crews, but we weren't. But then it's like, I think everything changed when 50 Cent grew up.
Yeah, like if you mention like gangster rap, or like in UK we call it road rap, I think 50 Cent, he's like the cover boy for that, you know.
Because I think 50 Cent was the first rapper who we completely believed when he talked about street stuff.
It's like Tupac. He was a double-edged sword. One minute he was activist, next minute he was thug life.
And then like, some people would say it don't matter, but something died in you when you found out Tupac was like an art student.
He was like an actor, art student.
Because you thought this guy was a thug.
Mm.
I mean, you grow up and you'd be like, yeah, I guess, but there was still something in you. It was like, I hope this guy really does. But when 50 Cent came about, he was just, wait, so this guy is legit?
Yeah.
He's official?
Got shot 9 times and everything.
And then the one thing too that really caught my eyes about 50 Cent before I even heard music from him, the fact his album was called Get Rich or Die Trying. That was a quote. When you heard that for the first time, you know how many motherfuckers I heard? Language. You know how many people I heard wanted to get that tattooed on them?
Yeah. Massive influence. Massive.
It's a simple line, but it says a lot.
Saying a lot.
Get rich or die trying.
But do you believe like he did what he rapped about?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Back in the day.
I've heard a lot of stories about 50 Cent. And, this guy, I mean, running a whole block in a street team when he was like 15. Even guys who he beef with in the streets be like, yo, if I don't fuck with 50, but I ain't gonna take it away from him. He real. Like, I mean, this guy went up against. I remember when I first came here and I heard the stories of Supreme. The Supreme team.
Yeah, I think that's the guy that got him shot, right? Supreme.
Yeah, allegedly. But he went up against him, and like, man, 50 one of the realest rappers,
Yeah.
and it's documented.
Like even that story of him getting shot 9 times, and then in the song, many said, "Oh, the guy that shot me 7 days later, he got shot down." What's he saying? He's basically saying he got the guy killed.
Basically,
that's basically what he's saying, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he did name drop somebody, but I don't think that was the guy's real name.
I think he said his name's Hammer or something.
Yeah.
Some shit, yeah.
But that was definitely. I mean, if you watch a movie, Get Rich or Die Trying, that kind of mirrors.
It mirrors his life, but not exactly.
Yeah, if you know the story, like, Majestic in the movie is supposed to be Supreme. That light-skinned rapper is supposed to be Ja Rule. Because, allegedly Supreme was bankrolling Murder Inc.
Yeah, that's the story I heard.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. 50 is one of the most authentic dudes, and I feel after 50 Cent, there was a lot of guys in the streets who also said, well, nah, I want to do it too. And, bro, like, even now, when you look at, like, let's go back to the Chicago drill. When they talk to guys like Fredo Santana and Chief Keef and them, they always say, bro, 50 and G-Unit influenced
them, yeah. That's true, 50, when you think about it, 50 was like the original drill man.
50 put a pressure on rappers to, you gotta be authentic now. You got to be authentic, and that era kind of died when Kanye went head to head with 50.
Yeah, Graduation versus Curtis.
Yeah, and people say like, yo, Kanye changed the culture, but a lot of those kids who already grew up on 50 Cent, it was already in their head.
They're set in their ways, aren't they?
Doug, I'm about to be the next big, you know? And then the drug game slowed up. It wasn't like the crack era no more. So what's the next best thing to get some name out here? We'll shoot somebody. And the age of the shooters came about. A lot of guys say back in the day, the drug dealer got the respect. The shooter didn't get the respect. Now the shooter get the respect, and the drug dealers don't get the respect.
It's crazy how it went.
Yeah, bro. Back in the day, the shooter was just a guy who ain't had nothing going on. He just crash out.
Well, just like a bomb that will shoot you over like $50 or some shit.
You got the guys who were like, well, this is what I do professional. I'm a hitman. That comes with, you could get locked up. People might be after you. All of this stuff. But now these kids don't care, bro. Like, you know, in Chicago and stuff, they don't care, bro. Like, I remember before drill really took off big, I remember Chicago, a lot of these guys would be talking about it openly on Twitter.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of that.
And they would jump on Twitter and be like, yo, and I was like, man, it was wild. But, you know, it spurred out, and it's out of control now, man. And it's right what you're saying, like, with, like, a lot of these, like, radio station and record labels, like, they hear this stuff and they still play it, bro.
They still play it.
And that was the thing with drill, too, in Chicago. Chicago was, like, Chicago was the first place you heard rappers making it a thing to diss a dead person.
Yeah, smoking on a summon pack.
Yeah.
All them sort of phrases, yeah.
And that actually came from Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane?
Gucci Mane started that. Unintentionally.
Right. But he's another 50 Cent sort of influence guy.
Yeah, he's like the 50 Cent of the South.
Of the South, yeah.
All these kids today is like, yeah, Gucci, because he's real. Gucci's story's authentic.
Is it true that I heard a story that somebody tried to do a home invasion or came to his house and he killed them in self-defense or something? Yeah.
That was Gucci Mane back in the day. He did a song with Young Jeezy called "So Icy." It's a classic song. Anybody you ask them about "So Icy," they know it. Great song. But I think some issues happened in terms of like who gets to put the song in their album because it was such a smash. And it led to friction between Gucci Mane and Jeezy. And they were like the two biggest artists coming out of Atlanta with the trap music. This is when trap music was a thing.
Yeah.
And it led to tension between them. And it escalated to the point where Jeezy basically said, listen, I got some money on Gucci's chain. Oh,
you're saying he's gonna get him robbed? Yeah.
He's like, I got some money on Gucci's chain. Whoever bring me Gucci Mane's chain, you know. And you know, back then in the rap game, that was what it was about. It would come, they wasn't really trying to kill people. They would come take your chain, embarrass you. Getting your chain took as a rapper was the worst thing that could happen to you in like the gangster era, trap music era. So apparently, the story is Gucci Mane was went back to some stripper's place, and you know she apparently was setting him up.
All right.
When he was there, a couple people, you know, stormed the apartment. They didn't expect him to be strapped and ready. Shootout happened. They were running. Had a shootout. They ran off, and then they found not far away. They ended up finding a dead body, and they found out it was Jeezy's people.
All right. So they came for the chain, pretty much. Yeah.
The guy was wearing like a CTE chain, which is like Young Jeezy's label, like his crew name. So they figured out as one of Jeezy's people. So you know, Gucci ended up beating that case. And,
so he was going down for murder, was he? Like,
yeah, but it was self-defense.
Self-defense.
He got it self-defense, and when he came out, the guy name was Pookie Loc.
Pookie Loc.
So he when Gucci Mane, while that was going on, he made a song dissing the dude. And he was the first time he said smoking on that Pookie Loc pack.
Yeah,
but,
disrespect.
Yeah, he made a song, and then they got big because when he got out, he was beefing with Jeezy Hart, so he made the song dissing Jeezy's homie, and this was the first time in rap somebody dissed somebody's dead homie. Like everybody was like, "Whoa, Jeezy, you take it a little far," but then he took it a step further. Action that we still see today, though. Trap music just turned into drill music.
Yeah.
And I feel drill music is gonna, because bro, the government over here now is taking steps. Like the government over here is becoming like the UK government.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like even in New York, there's talks of like, well, around the country now, especially Young Thug getting that RICO case.
What, is he still in jail? Is he still on trial?
Yeah, he's still locked up.
Still locked up.
Yeah, so with that, there's this whole debate, and I think the debate was been going on. I think like Jay-Z was behind it, but they're like, a lot of places are trying to make it legal to use rap music to convict somebody in court. And it's kind of 50-50 because for me personally, like, man, a lot of these rappers, like we said, like, a lot of these rappers don't really live this stuff.
No.
It's all entertainment. But there's some rappers out there who are literally rapping exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, some people do it for the shock factor, attention. The others actually... It's self-incriminating, though. Not gonna lie.
It is. And I don't know if they think, like... It can't be. I think they're fully aware, bro. Because the details they give...
Yeah.
It's like, you have to be fully... Like, at one point you're writing this, did you say, like... I think I might be giving too much here. I did say shot him with a blue shirt while I was wearing some green pants. So, like... Did you at some point stop and be like, I don't think I should... Maybe I should... You see, 50 Cent was smart enough. I don't think that was the guy's real name, but he gave...
Nah, he's using different names, yeah.
You know?
But you know what the funny thing is, like, in a lot of UK drill videos, they put a disclaimer, like, all of the characters described are all fictional.
Yeah. Same thing they're doing here in America now. A lot of these videos, they're saying all these guns are props.
Props and fictional characters and all that.
So... Yeah, but in New York, they were seriously talking about drafting laws to basically get people convicted based on lyrics. I think California recently passed a law where you can't do it. Protected. I think it's like arts. But I feel it should come down to something that's, I feel like you shouldn't, but you should if there's circumstantial evidence.
Yeah, if there's blatant evidence that you've done a crime.
If you blatantly say something that the cops are like, whoa, this pieced together with this, then, yeah, bro, I can't defend you for being that stupid. I really can't defend you for being that stupid. It's
like 6ix9ine, for example, right? His style, what he was doing, it's crunk, right? I don't know what his style is. I think it's crunk, but the shit he's talking about and the gangs, it's basically drill, if you really think about it.
Yeah, but you see the thing with 6ix9ine was like 6ix9ine wasn't really name dropping people, or saying I'm drilling on this gang. He was doing it off the beat. He was more doing it on social media.
So he was because he was clout chasing, then that's how they pieced the case together. Yeah.
That's the interesting thing about the 6ix9ine case is that I was reading up the whole story, and apparently all of this happened, and it's not even 6ix9ine's fault.
Oh, right.
So
what, he was being used by the gang, basically?
Well, yeah, he became a cash cow, and that's kind of a thing now, where, like, a lot of these rappers, bro, gangs that they're affiliated with, they're just bankrolling the gang for protection, and just for, the image.
The image, yeah.
Like, that's the sad part with rap music. If you're in a gang, you tend to do better in terms of people listening to the music. People love that. They want that danger factor.
Danger factor, and if that danger is authentic, then it's
like
even
a
better.
catch-22, bro. It's like you want that, but what you want ain't what you want.
But yeah, with this whole drill thing, I just feel like dysfunction is being promoted. And yeah, it's not good, man. It influences impressionable young minds,
Definitely, bro. I go on Instagram. I mean Twitter now, and these young kids are so out of control. Like, bro, like Lil Durk could just post, "Hey, good morning," and all these little kids in the DM, "Oh, slide for one, slide for one." young boy better, young boy better. It's like, bro, we lost them kids already.
Yeah, corrupt from a
There's
young
no like,
age.
let's
Yeah.
save these kids. These kids are already lost.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where there's videos of young white kids saying that stuff. I go on Call of Duty now, and the white kids all their username, Vice Lord, or they got some, Lil Durk or something as their clan tag.
Mm.
I'm like, bro, we lost them kids already, bro. Like,
Stupid, man.
And that's the thing with old people in the rap game. You never notice that you fell off. Old people in the rap game don't know, like I'm sorry, Pusha T, Kanye, all you guys, you're gonna have your buzz when you drop, but you don't got the streets no more.
Yeah, that's when they go mainstream, and
the streets right now is divided between Lil Durk and Youngboy.
Youngboy.
Those are the two rappers leading the kids right now. And what they do, the kids follow. And then everybody else kind of affiliated. So like, look, you got Lil Baby. He's with Lil Durk. He don't do music with Youngboy.
What, are they both beefing, both sides?
Well, it becomes like an affiliation kind of thing.
Affiliation, yeah.
Because when King Von got killed, he was beefing with Quando Rondo, who I think is signed to Youngboy.
Oh, right.
So it's a whole bunch of affiliation kind of beef going on now. And even people who got nothing with the beef, they're just, beef by association. Like, I don't think there was any issues between Youngboy, NBA, and Lil Baby, but because Lil Baby do music with Lil Durk, now there's an issue.
Yeah, see,
that's all who the kids care about. The kids don't care about none of these. A lot of these old rappers think they're relevant, bro. Like, The Game dropped that album. It's like, bro, these kids ain't checking for you.
Yeah,
bro.
what did you think of Drillmatic? Because I listened to it for a few weeks. It was okay, I liked it personally.
It was it had a couple songs on there that I liked, but it was too long.
Too long,
and then like I only went to hear the Eminem diss, and now it was also too long.
Yeah, what did you think of that Eminem diss? The Black Slim Shady.
At this point, bro, like
he doesn't have to reply, does he? He don't need to reply.
Yeah, but the Eminem diss are getting old because it's the same racist white boy. It's like, oh man, you gotta, and then it's like same thing when people diss 50 Cent. Oh, you with the white boy, you with the what? You got the slave master and all. Like, yeah, it's old, bro. Like, you coming with the same diss in 2022. And I like The Game, bro. I think The Game sabotaged his career. He's one of the only rappers I know who really sabotage your own career. By, beefing with G-Unit, doing all this stuff. And now he's just doing antics. And it's kind of sad. And the thing about The Game, too, is, like, there are these YouTube videos where he's, like, these compilation videos of him, like, habitually lying about stuff. Like, they would have videos of him, like, telling a lie every now and then. And so it's some crazy stuff. Like, he literally told people he wrote What Up Gangsta for 50 Cent.
I think the game, he's probably the original clout chaser, if you think about it.
He might be, bro. I think he was. And he's always wanted somebody, too, like, he always needed a gimmick album time. Or he needed somebody to always go at. And it's usually women. Like, he had the song This in the Video, Vixens. Like, what they did to you, bro? The Wouldn't Get Far song. Then I remember when he was dropping the album before this, he was talking about Kim Kardashian, all the women he had sex with. But it's like a gimmick every time he drops an album. This one, and the last one was like, Eminem. But like, Eminem didn't even pay any mind. That was the crazy. Eminem, at least Eminem even replied to MGK. He didn't even say anything to The Game, bro.
That's even when you think about it, when you say it that way, that's great disrespect, It's like saying MGK's better than you.
Either way, bro. You got time for MGK and not me?
Yeah.
Game really hurt, bro. He really thought. Doug, you saw the Super Bowl performance?
I see that.
Do you think Game deserved to be there?
I reckon if he was there, I know he would have played like Hate It or Love It with 50 Cent, right?
Yeah.
But does he deserve to be there? he's got the longevity, but
But
he's not. He hasn't got the consistency. I don't think so.
yeah, because like the thing about let's say him and 50 were not beefing whatever, but like I still because like bro, when you look at everybody who did that Super Bowl, those guys are bona fide legends.
Legends, yeah. Snoop Dogg,
Mary
Eminem,
J, Snoop, Dre, M,
and
Kendrick.
50.
It's about a couple diamond albums in there.
But if you put Kendrick into the mix, though, like Kendrick, he looked up to the game growing up.
Yeah, but then that's the thing too, bro. Kendrick cool with Dre and them.
Dre, yeah.
So it's like Kendrick know his bread is buttered, bro. And he ain't gonna. Kendrick ain't that type of dude too to take sides and stuff. He be quiet.
Yeah, he don't want to mess up the money, does he?
Yeah, he drop music and then he vanish. Paparazzi don't even find him out. I'm like, where does this? I'm convinced Kendrick disguises himself and come out.
He probably does.
He would go like 2 years and you would not see Kendrick at all. I'm like, this no, because paparazzi, bro, like some celebrities they might not do or actors they might not do a movie in 3 years, but paparazzi like, look, he's out eating and so you'll never see Kendrick. And I think he puts like changes his whole face, a mask, like the white chick's mask,
an actual mask,
and goes out, bro. I wouldn't even put that like he probably dresses up and go out, and don't even know that's Kendrick Lamar standing next to you. And he's just like, I love this privacy.
Yeah. What did you think of his last album, Mr. Morale?
Man, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? No.
It's too much growth. I like my music ignorant,
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it was a good project, but me personally, I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't like I like my rap music a little ignorant. I don't like conscious rap too much. I'll vibe to some conscious rap and stuff like that, but I don't get too deep into it, man. Like I'm like right now, what I'm tuned into is like Griselda, Benny the Butcher. That's like my favorite rapper right now.
Yeah, you mentioned.
And those guys are just like cocaine bars connoisseurs, basically. And that's, I'm into it because they're bringing back that grimy New York sound without the drill killing. They're just talking about hustling, getting money. And I'm like,
he reminds me a bit of DMX, Benny the Butcher.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely had a song with DMX. DMX
on
really liked them.
On the album, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, DMX was rated them. But, that's like, I don't really, man, I'm not really into the conscious stuff right now. And like, from watching Kendrick, there's like a lot of growth on that album. But I just couldn't get into it, bro.
Yeah, the thing with...
I'm still...
Yeah, sorry. The thing with Kendrick, he's going to get to a point where he's grown so much that he's going to just stop making music completely. Like, he might just release a blank album.
I don't think Kendrick would disrespect us. Like, I think Kanye would do something like that. Kanye got so good at one point that he just started giving us anything and we took it. One thing I like about Kendrick is that he takes pride in like his craft and art. Like Kendrick be like, yo, I'm gonna bring the next album 3 years. I just need to cook. And everybody like, yo, take your time, bro.
Take your time with it.
Take your time. We gonna wait for it. And that's, like I always tell people, that's the thing Game of Thrones didn't do. Game of Thrones rushed that last season. All they had to be like, yo, we need like 3 more years to cook it up. And the show was so good, the fans would have been like, take your time.
Man, take your time. So
we gonna be here.
You mentioned about Kanye. Like, every time I look up Kanye on Google on the news, he's always up to some bullshit, some antic. Like, what has he done now? Like, what's going on with him now?
Well, that's Kanye since his George Bush don't like black people outbursts on TV.
Taylor Swift.
Bro, that was so memorable that people only remember that line. They don't even remember who was with him when he said it. It was him and Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yeah. What was it? Mike Myers is his name.
Yeah, his face was like, he did yo, he went off script. He was shocked when Kanye said it. But, that's Kanye, bro. We all know that Kanye always needs some kind of controversy when he rolling out an album or when he releasing a project. Over the years, it's gotten worse. It seems more like a mental problem than a marketing thing.
Yeah. Do you believe that he's actually bipolar, or do you think that's all like an act?
Yeah, I think he's bipolar.
Yeah.
I think that he's bipolar, but he's also I don't think he's around anybody who can check him.
Hmm.
Or I feel like sometimes he's been going off his meds, and I think the only person who Kanye respect was his mother.
His mother. Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else on the planet that Kanye respects.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a white person.
Trump.
Maybe Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Trump.
But yeah, he doesn't respect a lot of, and I think he's really got mental issues, and I think for the most part he's good. But those moments when he started going off the rails, I don't think there's anybody there who can check him and be like, "Bro, you're off it."
So I was like back in 2016, right, when he was on stage and shit.
And I think the Kardashians kind of like allowed it because it's good for ratings, good for views. And I won't be surprised if Kim might have been hiding his medication.
Yeah, they're loving it.
Go crazy,
Hey,
bro.
one sec, bro.
Alright.
Yo, I'll call you back, yeah.
Alright, no problem, yeah.
I was just chatting to you, man. Yeah, someone was dinging off my phone, bro. But anyway, yeah, you mentioned you think the Kardashians, they enabled it pretty much.
Yeah, bro. That's part of their thing, you know, and that's the thing, like, bro, like sometimes you just gotta look at the patterns. The Kardashians get with these men and exploit their personal mental issues. Look what they did to Lamar Odom, bro.
Yeah, fucked him up, man.
They single-handedly did that to that guy. Like, bro, I have families. I'm surprised Travis Scott is still sane. Maybe he's just making too much money but
I think Travis, he's just ignorant. He's just caught up in his work, caught up in the money in the spotlight.
Yeah.
He hasn't got time to think about it, you know.
I don't think I think Kylie has made enough money on her side ventures like her lip kit and stuff that I don't think she needs the drama to sell anything. I think Kim and Khloe more needs that.
They need the drama, yeah.
Because I don't see Kim and Khloe really having sustainable stuff next. Kim got the Skims and whatever, but a lot of her business moves are kind of dictated by Kanye, or it kind of like rode on Kanye's coattail.
Yeah, ain't no lip kit.
Whereas I think Kylie do her own thing. She's got a core following of girls who's going to support her regardless. I don't think the other sisters have that. So I don't think Kylie really needs the drama as much as them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, but Kanye...
So what's he done recently then? You mentioned he...
Well, yeah, he, I think it was in Paris. He had a unveiling, like, I guess, the new season of his Yeezys. And he had a White Lives Matter shirt, which stirred up a bunch of controversy over here.
Yeah, but that's all done. That's all purposeful, right? He does that shit on purpose.
Yeah, and he took a picture with Candace Owens. He was wearing one also, and you know he was talking a lot of stuff about Black Lives Matter was a scam. Thank me later, and that's one of the things that's coming out now that's disappointing that Black Lives Matter did mishandle a bunch of money. It seems like, you know, people have been using donations for their own personal use, and it's just not looking good. It's really not looking good. And when stuff like that comes out, bro, it kind of like sets us back in terms of the progress we made. Because sad as it is, when George Floyd died, his death kind of triggered something in this country. Like, a lot of people were like, man, you know, yeah, I support the police or whatever, but they're like, that was bad that happened to him. The fact we saw it too, I think, made a difference. Because if we have just heard, the police kneeled on this guy's neck and he died, we would have been like, and then they said, he had amphetamines in his system, we would have been coming to our conclusions. But the fact we saw this guy put his knee on his neck for all that time, crying for his mom.
Yeah, but surely, if you see that shit in front of you, and I'm guessing a lot of people saw that in front of them, surely somebody would step in, right, and stop it. You know.
That's the thing. That's the thing about America, bro. That people are afraid. Like, the best thing you can do is record, because people are so afraid to confront the police in any situation, bro. Because it's like, I think if that's like London, where it's like a cop with no gun, they'll rush him.
Yeah, I've got certain people I know that have wrestled police. Fucking.
Yeah, bro. But over here, bro, like I said, bro, cops will shoot you, and it's like, yo, justifiable homicide in the line of duty. Cops have this thing called, I forgot the exact legal term for it, but in most cases, if a cops get tried, they get the benefit of the doubt because their job is considered dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, like, we have to make split-second decisions. So,
yeah, but
they have the thing.
Good thing though, the George Floyd thing, that guy Shawman, that weren't no split second decision. There was a lot of thought that went into that, man.
And we saw a video of them lumping him up in the car first. They were throwing some punches and blows at him before he got on the ground.
And he's obviously, because of the video, he got tried for it and he's in prison as we speak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to appeal to get lighter sentence. And then remember the same around that time, there's the Breonna Taylor thing, where the SWAT went into the house, wrong apartment, shot through the door and killed her. Arrested
I
the
heard
boyfriend
something about that.
Fire after, and it's like, and then they did the attorney general. He went and he lied to the jury about the charges. So the cops, they never brought charges against them. But it's like something changed at George Floyd, bro. A lot of people were like, "Nah, we need some kind of change." And now I feel like all that work is gonna be discredited because these people in Black Lives Matter came and basically took all that money.
Yeah,
and
you know what?
They
though,
just sent everybody back.
Like, I'm glad you mentioned that scenario because recently in the UK we've had a kid. I say kid, but 24-year-old guy. He's a drill artist. Well-known drill artist, and he's well known for using his piece, right?
Yeah.
And a police car, they stopped him, and the police shot and killed him, right? But in the whole backlash of it, it's the narrative is like obviously an innocent teenager that got shot and killed by the police, but it's like it's hard to draw a conclusion to those type of scenarios if you don't know the full story, right? But one thing I can say, that guy in the UK, he was making videos about shooting people,
Yeah,
so.
you definitely, and that's the thing too, like in America the cases don't tend to be that clear cut. Like a lot of the cases we get, guy never had a weapon. Guy never had anything. Guy probably had a cell phone.
Unarmed, and a wallet.
Yeah, but sometimes when you hear, and that's the thing with America, being a minority in America, every time there's a shooting, you just gotta wait to see, like, what was the circumstances around this? Like, that's a crazy thing, bro. Every time you hear about a shooting, you gotta be like, what's the circumstances? And, like, it seems like to a point, bro, every time there's a mass shooting, there's this reactionary thing where black people go to be like, thank God he ain't black. Because black people already get so much flack just for shootings and stuff like that. Every time it's a mass shooting, black people are like, oh, he's not black. Thank you. It's become a thing in this society.
And I think that happened, like racial profiling and stuff, that happens in the UK, but in a very minute scale compared to America.
Yeah.
And I think the UK, they don't really... I don't even think it makes the news, The amount of stabbings in London that don't make the news.
Like, we never hear about... Like, Americans now learn about, like, because, I'm well in tune with UK culture. I follow football. I got friends that live there. But, like, when I talk to my American friends, they always make these arguments every time there's a shooting that... Look at England. They don't have guns, and I'm like, have you heard of the knife crime?
Knife crime, yeah.
And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's bad. Like, go Google the numbers.
No,
they think society becomes this utopia when you get rid of guns. It's like, no, they just find other weapons.
Find other weapons, and the thing about I don't know if have you heard of a podcast called Fresh and Fit?
Yeah.
They're in Florida. So they came to the UK last week, and so the first the first night or the first day they spent it in Brentwood, which is Essex countryside.
Yeah.
The second day they went to London, right, to film with yeah, they went to film with like a well-known podcaster in London, right?
Yeah.
The minute they come out the fucking taxi, and they get followed by some guy on a pedal bike. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you man, you man talk bad shit on the internet. Oh, I know who you are. I know who you are. Oh, you're like, oh, in London you get shanked. Obviously, you know what shanked means, right? You get stabbed.
Yeah.
And then, luckily they caught it on camera. And then Myron, the guy who's fit, I think he's Arab. I don't know what he is.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And
He's
then
like,
they're Sudanese. He's Sudanese,
yeah,
right?
yeah. One of those African Arabs.
African Arab. And yeah, then they caught it on camera, and then he started sort of like bugging out at the guy. He started saying, "Oh, like you keep following me, I'll fuck you up, I'll fuck you up." And luckily, the guy he backed down.
Yeah.
But yeah, they weren't too impressed with London, man. They said, "Wow, London stab city." At least in Florida, they've got the Second Amendment, right? Like you can, if some
well, Florida got something called stand your ground.
Stand your ground. That's it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody comes out to you with a knife, you got every right to stand your ground and defend yourself.
Even if they say like, "Yo, I'm about to kill you," you can and it gets the stand your ground gets kind of wild because I remember there was a case of an old white guy like yelling at a black woman, and a black guy came and like pushed him down to the ground because he was getting in her face. He pushed him down and he turned his back and was walking away, and the guy on the ground got up and shot him in the back. But understand your ground, couldn't charge him.
Even though it could be something so minute. Yeah.
Even though his back was turned, the guy still shot him. Like, but New York, the laws are different. So like in New York, you can have a gun, somebody can rob, you can't shoot them in the back. I think also in New York, like I think there's something like where you can, if you shoot, you can't shoot somebody like off your property.
All right.
Like if they broke in your house, so someone's running out, you can't shoot them when they're outside.
Only inside.
Like New York laws get weird, bro. It gets really wild, and a lot of the laws in New York, like you see them and they be like, "That's a stand your ground" in Florida. Like most recently, some guy was the story was his girlfriend went in the store and was $1 short for something, and we don't know the full story. I didn't hear the audio, but she was saying like the deli guy snatched the chips out of the kid's hand, which I couldn't see because he's behind a counter. So I couldn't really see that happening. But, she got her boyfriend. He came in. He went behind the counter, started beating the guy up, had him backed against the wall. Guy for a split second got a knife that he had behind the counter, got some pokes in, guy died. And, they arrested him. But everybody was saying, no, that's self-defense. You got to let him out. And the whole self-defense topic came up in New York. And the DA ended up dropping the charges and stuff against them. But, like, in Florida, that was open shut. The minute that guy had got back there and hit him, he had all right to kill him.
Hey, there's a lot of killings happening over dumb shit in New York, isn't there?
I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. It's getting wild. It's like what I said. The knife stuff, man. With I remember the guys over here learning about knife-proof vests, stab-proof vests.
Stab-proof vests, yeah.
Because I think one of those UK rappers were wearing one.
Oh, Stormzy.
Yeah, so they were like, "Oh, what? This look cool." I'm like, man, that's the scary thing with the knives, bro. It's like those guys. It's not like those guys in London just run around with knives. They're skilled with the knife.
Yeah, right. They run around with big old zombie swords and shit.
Like, bro, the same way some people pride themselves on being able to pull a gun out and shoot real quick, these guys pride themselves on knife work. They probably study which part of the body to stab you. Yeah,
honestly, you'd be surprised, man. Honestly.
Like the butchering gangs in New York when you're showing DiCaprio which parts of the pig to stab. What's a kill shot?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It's kind of wild. I think I'd rather get shot than stabbed, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
You probably stand a better chance if you're shot,
Man, I think I'd take a shooting over a stabbing any day, bro.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I was gonna say, have you ever been to London by any chance, or the UK?
No,
Or would you
no.
plan on coming soon?
Yeah, I'm
At some
planning on
point.
visiting, man. You know, and yeah, but I want to plan it right too. Because when I come to London, man, I'm not trying to do the tourist stuff. But I'm not really trying to see Big Ben and that one Ferris wheel. Like, I ain't really trying to do that. I'm trying to like get into some. I'm trying to get in some stuff tourists don't do.
Mm.
You know, I'm trying to come out there. I want to go to a Millwall game and see if they really get down like that up there.
You got a
Like
few
that's the
football
things I
games,
want to
yeah.
do, bro. I want to hear these stories about England. Oh, I ain't trying to go to Big Ben. Same thing with France, bro. I ain't trying to go see the Eiffel Tower. All my
Yeah.
friends go to Paris. That's what they do, bro. None of them ever been to the top. It's always under construction.
Mm.
And they all take a picture next to it. I was like, bro, this don't look right because I can see the suicide nets.
Mm.
Like, there's got to be a
Crazy,
story
man.
behind that. This is a tombstone at this point if there's suicide nets around it.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, when you do come to London, man, we'll link up, man. We got you, bro. Got
oh,
you.
for sure, man. For sure, bro. I'm low key. London. I would love London. I like rainy days. I like overcast. I don't like a sunny day, bro.
No.
If you could give me a year with 2 days of sun, I'd love it. That's why the only other place I went to in America I really liked was Seattle.
Was it
Rainy,
rainy
yeah,
state?
bro. Rain. I love. I don't know what it's about me, but I get more energized when it's rainy.
Oh, is it?
Versus, yeah, sunny days drain my energy, bro. Rainy days,
Mm.
I become energized. I'm more productive on a rainy day.
All right. I'm probably the opposite. Like I love it when the sun's out and stuff, but I prefer, like autumn. Like it gets dark quicker, the
Yeah,
leaves start to fall.
yeah, I like that too. But I
Yeah.
love a rainy day, especially the harder the rain, bro. Give me a
Mm.
storm, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
love that, bro.
Trust me, bro. Like come to London, you'll get you'll get enough rain, bro. Trust me.
Man, I tell you, when first I went to Seattle, bro, I saw rain, and I thought rain was just rain, bro. I went to Seattle. I
Mm.
saw regular rain. I saw rain flying sideways. I saw
Mm.
rain flying from the ground up to the cloud. I saw
Fucking
rain
hell.
with no clouds. It
That's
was rain
mental.
with no clouds.
And
It
that's
was
what
sunny.
Seattle, Washington, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was sunny, and it was just raining. I'm like, where's the cloud? Where is the cloud? Why is it rain? This does not even make sense scientifically. What's going on here? Bro? Everybody in Seattle got a rain jacket on. We went out. Rain stopped. I took my jacket off, and everybody's looking at me like, "Why you take your jacket off?" I was like, "It stopped raining." They were
It
like,
started raining.
"Started raining right again." They live in those jackets, bro. You be in Seattle, and the rain jacket go to your knee, but water is going up under you. It's like, how is it raining upwards?
And some sort of anti gravity going on there.
I love it, but Seattle is too hippie for me, bro. They're too progressive for me. Like, very liberal. Seattle and Portland.
Hmm.
They're very liberal cities. Like that was the first place in America I went and saw the zebra stripes as like pride flags.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was the first place I went. And then like the homeless people out there, they don't like treat them bad. They give them tents.
Oh, right.
They don't bother them. Yeah, like I
They turn them into hippies.
Bro, one time I was going to a restaurant. I'm not making this up. This is a true story.
Mm.
One time I'm going to a restaurant in Seattle, right? And there was a homeless guy laid in front of the door, blocking the whole door. And every single person just jumped over him. Nobody asked him to move. Everybody just jumped over him like he wasn't there. And I'm at the door like, we really finna do this?
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Whoop. I jumped over him like the cow jumped over the moon, bro.
Fucking hell. Do you see any crackheads out there in Seattle?
Oh, drug problem is... no, you don't really see... You know, the thing about Seattle and California, which also has a big homeless problem, bro, California's homeless problem, oh my gosh, bro. I've never been to a city with so much homeless people per square mile.
Wow.
Everywhere you go, bro. But the thing about California, I realize a lot of the homeless people, they're not really drug addicts. They really have mental issues.
Mm.
And I guess because it's sunny all year, a lot of them flock to California.
Yeah.
You don't got to work the elements, but it's like you walk down the street in California, you see a bunch of homeless people, but they rarely ask you for money.
Mm-hmm.
They just sit there and you can tell, man, this money's the last thing on his mind. He looks like he's in a different world right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I accidentally, ever heard of Skid Row?
Skid Row.
Yeah. So, Skid Row is this area in Los Angeles. It's like a couple blocks, and there's like no businesses, nothing there. All the places are abandoned, boarded up, and people just literally live on the sidewalk. Like their tents, bro. I drove through there by accident, and I swear I was like, "Am I in America?" Like if you ever get it after the pod,
was it felt like a third world country almost?
Google Skid Row and look at the images.
And that's in Cali, you said, California.
Yeah, right, bro. You would be in downtown LA like, ooh, this is really nice, and you make 2 wrong turns and you're on Skid Row. And it's like, bro, I can't even listen. You got to look at the images, bro. But I remember I went down to LA and I rented a BMW, a convertible.
Mm.
And I when I go down there, I don't see cops in certain areas. I just like zoom in. So I'm zooming through this industrial kind of area because there's not much traffic. You know, I'm recording little Snapchat videos, just zooming. Bro, I make one left turn, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's kind of rough out here. As I'm driving down, it's just homeless people on each side with tents built up. Like, that's their permanent setting. It's not like the tent is built up for the night.
No, that's their town. That's their
They've
village.
been there, and I'm going, and I'm like, wait, there's no end, bro. At one point, I put the roof up because I had a convertible. I started like, bro, I'm Versace glasses, gold chain, convertible.
Yeah, you're just chilling, bro. You're just chilling.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm not in America. And everybody just looking at me like, what you doing? I'm the literally only car on the road. Nobody drives through there. I got to the end, I had to Google it. That's when I found out what Skid Row was, bro. It's wild. I didn't know America was that bad, bro.
Yeah.
And it's kind of thing where the government kind of like in LA kind of said like, all right, just stay here. Stay in this area. You can have it.
They don't really care. They just gave it to them. There you go, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you know, sometimes the gangs in some area be so bad the cops be like, you can sell your drugs, but in this area only. Kind of like that. They're like, listen, you can pitch your tent, whatever, only in this area. But, man, it's wild out there.
Bad, man.
Is that an issue in UK too?
So in London, there's a lot of homelessness, a lot of homeless people. But that time when I went to New York, and do you remember that barbecue on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
And you brought a little something, and I was out of it, right? And we got on the train, and obviously I'm sort of a paranoid sort of a type. So I was just mung but paranoid, and my friend David, he had my phone out because I had the data on my phone, and then there was some crackhead, right? He got on the train, he was going in front of people, and then he was banging his head off the window like this, and I was terrified, bro. I've never seen nothing like it in my life, bro.
You know, all the New Yorkers just looked at him and just went back to what they were doing.
I was like, what the hell is going on there?
Bro, New York? A million and one stories like that, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Man, I don't take the subway that much. I just drive now.
Yeah.
Man, it would be characters on that train, bro. It would be characters. It was, man.
Yeah, man, it's mad. It's mad. So we're running out of time. You said you've got your own podcast now.
Yeah, man. Plug it? I call it Yo That's Crazy.
Yo That's Crazy. People check it out, and you're on Anchor, right?
Yeah.
Anchor. Yo, people. So make sure you check out Yo That's Crazy podcast on Anchor. You on any other channels, any other platforms?
Yeah, bro. It's on Google, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's all on the major platforms. Of course, Spotify.
Anchor.
So you can definitely get it on Spotify.
And if they want to follow it on Instagram, it's Yo That's Crazy podcast on Instagram too, right?
Yeah. Just look for the clip art is a cat's butt. Cat's butt show. Yeah. But before we wrapped up, did you get a chance to check out Charleston White?
You know what? I didn't, man. I've been so so busy. I saw one clip of him, but I need to watch a lot more videos, bro.
He's taking over like Andrew Tate was.
Yeah.
He's growing. He's an interesting character. He's very, very funny. So Charleston White, I'll give you real quick because you'll probably catch on to him soon. He just recently mentioned somebody in the UK booked them. They want him to come over there to do an interview. But so Charleston White, he's this guy from Texas. He's like a local like activist. He works with a lot of kids, juvenile offenders. His backstory was, he used to be in a gang as a kid, committed a crime where somebody got killed, like a robbery. Went to jail, came out, and he left the gang, and he started working in his area, trying to improve situations for minors and juveniles who get sentenced. He didn't want them 16-year-olds to be with the men. He's talking about how a lot of the prisoners would rape these younger, men who come into the prison and stuff like that. But he would do these YouTube videos trying to talk about a lot of anti-gang stuff. He didn't like a lot of these rappers, like the drill music. He's not a fan of it.
Not a fan of it.
And he would always speak out against it, but he was gaining no traction. So then he started tapping into shock value,
doing antics.
That's when everybody started paying attention to him. So he created this persona of Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks?
Yeah.
So he created an Uncle Ruckus persona where he's like, I don't like these rappers, I don't like gangbangers. His whole thing is you guys are destroying the community, you guys talk about crimes, and you operate with impunity, nobody says anything. And he makes some really interesting point. One of the things you said about drill music being played, he's saying why are record labels allowing Chicago rappers to say, hey, I'm smoking on this Tuka pack.
That's it,
I'm smoking on this pack. And he's saying that, so he would say shock things like, I'm smoking on a King Von pack. And of course King Von was beloved by people. So, people are upset at him, but he's like, you guys weren't upset when King Von was saying I'm smoking on this person or that person. He said the record labels, they don't care. They put these people name. He said these people have moms and sisters and brothers, and you just talking about smoking on them in every other song.
Yeah, and I heard this conspiracy, right? That apparently a lot of these music executives, they invest in the prison system.
Well, I'm not sure, but what I know for sure is that a lot of them invest in the platforms independent artists come up on, SoundCloud. And there's also rumors that they've been taking out insurance policies on a lot of their rappers who they think, listen, bro, you're not going to give us these albums. If you're going to die, at least we get some money out of you. Because you're an
twisted,
investment at the end of the day.
But,
Charleston White has been shaking things up. Right now, he's at it with T.I.
All right.
Yeah, him and T.I. and Boosie, they've been going at it because, Boosie, he came out against Kanye with his White Lives Matter shirt. And Charleston White basically came to Kanye's defense. He made some interesting points, but I don't fully agree. He was saying, he told these rappers, you guys you claim you're gangsters, but he said Kanye was the only person trying to get Larry Hoover out of prison. He was like, well, you talk about, you love Larry Hoover and you're in the streets, but he was like, none of you try to get Larry Hoover out. And then he said, of course Kanye is going to have a White Lives Matter shirt. He said his kids are half white. He was like, you don't ever think there's a scenario where his kids might be like, does my life matter? He's like, half his family, he's like, he married a white woman, so of course he's going to say White Lives Matter. And I was like, man, the man made a good point there.
You know, from what you're describing, he reminds me a bit of. Have you heard of a battle rapper called Daylight? Have you heard of Daylight?
Yeah.
I think he's Drake's ghostwriter. He's ghostwriter for Drake.
Yeah, I know he used to do the makeup and
Yeah, he used to dress up as some guy that looks like Trump, like some white guy and shit.
Yeah.
But if you really look into his rabbit hole, he talks some really, really conscious
Yeah.
stuff. But the
But
only way
he lures you in with the
with
controversy.
the but that's the only way you can get attention by doing stupid shit on Vlad TV. You know.
Same thing with Charleston. Same thing. Like Charleston would say something to lure you in, and then when you get in there, if you're really trying to understand him, you're like, okay, like one of his famous things that he probably grew up saying was "fuck Nipsey Hussle." He also say "fuck Nipsey Hussle," and everybody would get upset. It's like you can't talk about Nipsey like that. But then he would say like, he was like, "Nah, fuck Nipsey Hussle." I don't know who he said. Nipsey Hussle is a character, and he would say like, I watched Nipsey Hussle's funeral, and he was like, not one person referred to him as Nipsey. They all called him Aramis.
Aramis.
He was like, I don't fuck with Nipsey. I want to know who this Aramis guy is. It sounded like a really intelligent brother. He was fixing computers as a kid. He was like, I want to know more about this guy. Fuck Nipsey Hussle. Same thing he would do about DMX. He would say fuck DMX, and people were like, you can't say that about DMX. And he was like, yeah, fuck DMX. He was like, I want to know about Earl.
Earl Simmons.
I want to know about this guy who grew up with all this pain. And he said something that made sense. He said, yo, if you guys had loved Earl just as much as you loved DMX, he would have been alive.
He would have still been alive.
And that's the thing that he constantly do. But he gets under your skin to bring you in. And then you like, all right, bro, this dude's making some. And he's not on some like, a broke clock is wrong twice a day. You get in there, it's like, bro, he's kicking nothing but facts.
Nothing but facts.
You know, and right now what he's caught up with the T.I. stuff is he had a video where he talked about committing a rape. But
who T.I. did or Thing did?
Charleston White.
Charleston White did.
Yeah, he was telling a story about how he raped some lady, but he actually made the whole thing up. And it was brilliant because he did it because he wanted you to react to it. He wanted these people to react to it. And the minute they reacted, he would say, I made that up. But he was like, that same energy you have for me about this rape, he was like, why don't you have that energy when your favorite rapper is accused of rape? He's like, why are you so concerned when I do it? But when your favorite rapper do it or get accused of it, you don't say anything. But he's really controversial. Definitely check. I can't go too much into
Charleston White.
Definitely Charleston White, bro. He's taking over. You know, like I said, he's coming like Andrew Tate, bro. I don't know. You guys.
Before we wrap up, what's your opinion on Andrew Tate, and what's your opinion on him getting cancelled?
Man, Andrew Tate. The thing about Andrew Tate is that, I feel he should be able to say what he wants to say.
Say what he wants to say.
Yeah, his word. I mean, they caught him with that video of him hitting some woman, but I'm like, it sounds more like a thing, you know. Like, I don't really think it was the hitting the woman part. I think everybody was just upset at the things he say.
But apparently, the comeback to that was it was all like a kink, and he recorded it on purpose. It was like they were playing in the bedroom type of thing, you know.
And you see, that's the part they don't give us, because I didn't hear that part.
You didn't hear that part.
My issue with Andrew Tate is that I think Andrew Tate needs to learn how to deliver his message. Because I feel every time I saw a video or a clip of him, he was always yelling or had this aggression in his voice. And I feel like if he could soften that down and speak really soft, people, I think it's the yelling. Because, like, for example, Lil Duval would say the same thing Andrew Tate say. But Lil Duval is such a comedian in his delivery. You would like, Lil Duval would be like, yo, stop messing with these poor hoes. Know your worth, king. That's the same thing Andrew Tate says.
But it's like, it's how you say it, right? That's what matters.
Like I said, two people can have the same message, but how they deliver it can make a big difference. You have to be good communicator. You got to know how to, you got to have delivery. But every time you see Andrew Tate, it seems like he's yelling. And I didn't really agree with them banning him. Like, and it got to the point where, like, Visa also said they're not processing payments.
Apparently, even Airbnb hopped on the wagon and said, "No, you're not allowed to use the app."
I don't want corporations taking moral stances on anything. Corporations are the most unethical entities under capitalism.
In this planet
like,
right now.
Don't take stance on ethics, bro. Please. Don't. Don't. You just set yourself up because now, like, Chase Bank canceled business with Kanye because of anti-Semitism. And now everybody's digging up the fact that Chase Bank insured slaves during the slave trade and made money off of slavery.
Yeah, just a bunch of hypocrites, really, you know.
Yeah, you opened a can of worms, man. But yeah, Andrew Tate, man, I think let him come back, bro. Free speech, man. Whatever happened to just free speech, bro?
Like, I agree with that. He should have free speech, and some of his messages, like, he's talking facts, right?
Yeah.
But the other half of it, he deliberately says outrageous things for the shock value.
And that's the sad part, bro, that we need to sit down and realize, like, why is shock value the way to go, like, make it now?
Because everyone's easily offended, right? So the only way to grab their attention is shock value.
Yeah, it's like, it seems, bro, it's getting a little, a little crazy, man. And I feel like everybody should be able to say what they want to say, and and that's why I like Patreon, because you can go say what you want to say, and if you like this person, you're gonna go pay money.
That's it.
If you don't like this person, you're not gonna go pay money. Like, everybody's gonna have to start putting their opinions.
And even like, if somebody had a conspiracy against you and they want to chop clips up and expose you, they're not really gonna pay money to do that. You know what I mean?
No. I've never heard nobody got outraged and said, "There's a clip from the Patreon." No, they always get it from YouTube.
Always from YouTube, man.
That's how you protect yourself, man. You gotta put it behind a paywall.
That's it, brother. All right, Roy, we definitely need to do a part 2 on this, man.
Definitely, man. For sure. We could have went on for hours.
Yeah.
So I don't think we get into that. We got into everything.
Pretty much, bro. I'll release the full interview, but each subject matter they're gonna be releasing clips as well.
No, that sounds good, bro. I'll definitely look out for it. I'll definitely give it a shout out when I do the next episode of my pod, so people can go check it out.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure, and yeah, people, That's Crazy podcast on all platforms. Go check it out, bro. And yeah, man, have a good one. Yeah, thanks for coming on, bro.
No problem, man. Until next time.